Hi, I made about $125,000 of profit last month, and that was my first ever $100,000 month. And I wanted to share what I would do if I started again from scratch, right? If I was making 1,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, or more, doesn't matter, how I would scale to $100,000 a month. I'm talking about profit, right? And also not killing yourself in the process, having great client results, and doing something that actually matters and fulfills you, right? So first of all, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Howard. I'm 22 years old. I crossed my first $1 million online at the age of 22. Recently, I became one of the winners of the competition called The 100 from Hormozi, where we 20x'd one of our communities to $210,000 in 90 days. And right now, we have also paid community where we make about $20,000 of monthly recurring revenue from that alone. And we have about 1.5% churn, meaning that people like it and almost no one leaves, which is crazy for this industry. We also have one of the best client results already in such a short period of time from some of the top people in this world marketplace. To learn about that, you can go to results.achievegreatness.com and you can see real verified results from people scaling their businesses to even more than $100,000 a month or more. So none of this is magic, all of this takes work, but now I'm going to share with you exactly what I would do to make this money. So let's get into it so you can hopefully avoid so many mistakes I've made that can help you to get here faster. So the first thing that is important for us to know, and I have some notes here that I have on my computer to make sure to be as efficient as possible to give it the most value, is pay attention and not pay attention to what people say, but what they do. So I will write here, pay attention, right? Pay attention. Hopefully you can see, sorry for the handwriting, hopefully you can still see this fine. But what do I mean here by pay attention? If I started again, I wouldn't just listen to people, because that's what I used to do, right? But most of the people are out there to sell you something, right? And of course, we want to make money as well, and that's one of the reasons that we do make content online, but it's not the only reason, right? But for the most of the marketplace, they don't care. They would tell you anything, they would promise you anything, just for you to learn their tactic, how to grow your business, how to make 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever, just for you to buy, right? So instead of paying attention to what people tell, because they've told me a million things that I tried that didn't work, right? I would pay attention to what they do, right? For example, for a very long time, when I started by making only $4 a month online when I was 16, right? So it's been a long time, like 6 years where I'm actively working on this, just on this. Like I started making money even before that when I was 13, I made my first dollar. So I was here for a very long time in this journey, and I failed a lot, right? And a lot of this process was me watching YouTube videos and learning about how to grow your business, how to start a business, how to scale your business, etc., right? But the one mistake I made is that I was just trusting people, right? Everyone, hey, yeah, you should go and do this thing. I went and did that thing. Oh yeah, probably you shouldn't do that thing. I stopped, right? So I was very impulsive. I didn't have a decision and I didn't stick to it. And the reason was because I was just distracted all the time. So how to solve this, right? Instead of paying attention to what people say, because it's still good to learn from people, I think a lot of the times you should pay attention to what people do, right? For example, a bunch of the videos that I was watching on YouTube on how to grow your business, I should have understood that these people telling me how to grow a business, one of the things they have in common is they have YouTube channels and they make content, right? So I should have started that way earlier. Now, I have had faceless channels before. That's why I have this play button. A bunch of people call it fake. It's not fake, but yeah, without getting into it too much details, I had faceless channels before that I also monetized. We made hundreds of thousands of dollars with that as well. I have videos on that with proof. You can go and check it out if you want. But anyway, I was on YouTube for a long time, right? But I didn't have a personal brand channel that I should have had. And instead of paying attention to do this, do that, I should have just done what people are doing, right? So my question to you would be, if you want to make $100,000 a month, right? If you want to scale to that or beyond and achieve that goal, what people that make $100,000 a month or more do, right? Let's pay attention to that. Not what they say, but they do. Let's have a look at Hormozi, Sam Ovens when he was posting, Iman Gadzhi, Hamza, Charlie Morgan, William Brown, Dan Bolton, right? Bayesian Slot, who else would there be? A lot of other people, right? What are they doing? These are great people that are Ravi Abuvala, right? They are making much of money in this space. You maybe recognize some of them, maybe you don't, but we can pay attention to what they are doing, right? And I would say now 100% of them, if I'm not mistaken, post videos on YouTube, and they've been doing it for a long time. Most of them, not everyone, right? So probably by paying attention to what most people do, probably you should consider that instead of just listening to what they do. Now, do you have to have a YouTube channel to make $100,000 a month? No, you don't have to. But if you notice things that the people that are making it have in common, you should copy that. You should copy what works and don't listen and trust everyone randomly. Okay, the second thing that I wrote down here in my notes that I think is important is get in the room, right? Get in the room. So what do I mean here? So you don't have to pay for this like I did. I remember when I had my first $36,000 that I made, 34 I think. I invested all of that into a coaching program. It was 3 or 4 years ago. I don't remember exactly. I think 3 years ago. 2022. So yeah, 3 years ago, I invested $36,000 into this Instagram mentorship that I had, and it was all the money I had. And one of the reasons I was doing it is to get into the room. Right now, you don't have to spend all of that money. I definitely got into the room for free sometimes, right? By helping someone, or by joining a free community, or by joining a call that is accessible, right, or free, etc. But if you get into the room of people that are making $100,000 a month, that's that's the soonest way that you can get there. For example, me, like probably this platform called Skool. If you don't, then it's a community platform or a course platform. You can call it that way. In the beginning of 2024, last year already, it's 2025. Crazy how fast time flies. But anyway, in 2024, I wanted to get into this platform. I was using Skool for years, for a very long time. But when I wanted to kind of become an authority on that platform, I said, how can I do that, right? And one of the ways that came to my mind that I did that worked for me so well was to get into the room. And that's what I did, right? I paid for it. I flew to Las Vegas to meet Alex Hormozi and some of us in person. I did a lot of things, right, that we can get into later. I don't want to make this video 2 hours long to not bore you, but I basically did everything I could, everything ethical I could, by helping people, by doing them favors, by asking, right, to get into the room with these people. And not that long time passed, and now I'm an investor in Skool, right, which is pretty wild transformation to go from wanting to get some credibility in the platform. Now we helped countless people scale their communities. We helped a bunch of top creators on Skool, from the top of all time, people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And now we are even investor in Skool. Like I flew and I met Alex Hormozi and some of us in person. I was one of the winners of the 100 cohort from Alex Hormozi that probably will never repeat itself. It was one of a kind, and we were in one of the top winners. But anyway, where we generated $210,000 in 90 days. I even have a video. I will link it right now. It will pop out. My call that I got from Alex Hormozi as a bonus, where we discussed how we can grow our business even more. But anyway, so how this all happened, right? By me getting into the room. Because I got into the room and I started interacting with these people, asking them questions and seeing how they do what they do, right? That's how crazy transformations happen for me in 2024. So if you can pay for it, if you can do it for free, doesn't matter. Go to seminars, buy courses, watch trainings for free on YouTube, join communities. It can be from anyone, right? Doesn't have to be something specific or me or someone, doesn't matter. It just needs to be someone that already achieved the goal that you want to achieve, and you need to get into the room with them, right? Not necessarily a physical one, although it would be great, but even if it's Zoom, right, online or whatever, that would still show your make your brain see the possibilities for you to grow and make money, because you will be surrounded by these people, right? And we do become who we spend our time with. And this is one of the biggest things I've done sooner, because I wasted years just watching random videos, listening to everyone instead of just watching what they do and copying it, and also getting into the room. So I see with my eyes what they are doing, and I see how they think and what they do, and I get close to them, right? Instead of doing that, I wasted my time. So if I start this with the first 2 things I would do, because you can grow on Instagram, you can grow on YouTube, you can grow on TikTok, you can have a sales calls via sell funnel, you can just grow with affiliates, you can do anything to scale. You can just hire team members, you can do it alone to get to 100K a month. There are so many ways, but the 2 things is to pay attention. The people that are crushing it, right? What are they doing? What do they have in common? And getting into the room with that. That's going to be the first domino, or the first dominoes that will fall or make fall so many other dominoes in place, right? So it's one of the highest leverage activities that you could do. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description, and you can apply to join there.